Okay, so let's take a look at today. Now remember, today is Thursday, and Thursday is a swing day for gold. All right, remember we had nothing swinging on gold until today, and I did say the market should kind of come down, and it has. Thursday, now we're at the low. Look at that, yesterday exactly at time and price. Now I've posted the hours. Now this hour, as you can see, is a bit early, so I didn't post this one. But if you took financial astrology from me, if you took cycle analysis and stuff, you would have kind of like plotted that already. All right, so no problemo. Because it's a swing day, what we want to do is any pullback, we're good to go up and follow gold on this day. All right, where can we go up to? Now you have to be careful at 57 because 2641 okay, is here. In fact, I'd just do it 2640, be a little conservative. All right, so we've got a bit of room to go up here, as you can see. So if we go up there and then we pull back, you can buy again to go. Or if it sizzles down a little bit more. Why? Because you have to be cautious here. It's a swing day, but remember we've got a weekly breakout here. All right, so this 2606 is, on the one hand, is okay. On the other hand, we've got room to come down into the high of that, which is 2586. All right, and that could still head down a little bit more. All right, so just be mindful. And there you go. All right, so, and this level here, HCL1 is 2596. So I'm now going to put this 2596 into there. I'm going to get rid of this one because that's no longer valid. That's done. On the weekly, we have to keep an eye out for this 64. It's a bit down there. We could maybe go up and then down again. So just be mindful that the trend can still go on. Why am I in favor of buying? Because we have an impulse wave. We've done an A, B, C. If I chuck a Fibonacci on there, right, we've come back into 37.5, so it's pretty good. It's at a discount rate. It's pretty much closed the gap. We might dip down just a little bit, not a problem. It's still buyable, okay? And that 2596 is on the radar. So if the market does pull back a little bit more into that 2596, okay, then it's all right to think about buying at a swing hour. Make it an intraday kind of trade. Okay, simply because it's a swing day, but the move is still down and there's room to come down on the weekly. Okay, so be smart, be smart about it. Okay, right here. Let's take a look at the euro dollar. Alrighty, now euro dollar, nice and easy. As you know, this was a swing day, so the market moved up a little bit, but I did say we are going down into this zone. All right, so no up move this week, which is fine. And also yesterday, remember, we said this was the zone here, and the market, as you can see, let's go forward. Let's get rid of this. This is let's turn this into a 15-minute chart first of all. Okay, now remember we drew this before. If I tighten this up a little bit, okay, if you know technical analysis, if the more we go up, we want to sell. We don't want to be selling on the cheap side of things. And this was a classic situation. So selling the high at the Astro hour, all right, trading hour. Market comes down, pulls up, goodbye kiss, selling again, pushing up intraday, selling again. Okay, also with yesterday as well, if you think about it. Okay, let's do this. We had, what do we have? This is the morning session, right? Let's see, that must have been, that's 115. We didn't have anything at 115, but we had 240. All right, so which was 240 is on that bar there. All right, 230, 240 market goes down. And at 12 o'clock, and 12 o'clock is that one there. All right, so the market comes down, goes up, and then on this one coming down and breaking through. Okay, so once the breakout happened, same thing. Now if we pull up, we want to push down further. Why? Because okay, we still have room to come down. Remember, I also put this on here. Also on the PST, as you know, we've got 45 on the weekly. Okay, 1.0873, 1.0873 down there. So we still have a bit of room to go down. The swing day for this, as you know, Monday and Friday, and I said Thursday can be a big day, so today might be a big day. If the market pushes up again, selling is okay, especially from this zone here where they sold off, and there's a bit of a gap there. So mind the gap, and you can mark that zone. Actually, that's your gap, that's your manipulation on the 15. All right, so if we pop up a little bit, selling again is okay to do so, and that's a good push down. Let me check out the 1 hour as well. Sometimes it's worth seeing the 1 hour too. And well, we could say that. Okay, so this is also okay, not a bad thing. So if we pop up here again, selling down looks okay and legit. And like I said, today is Thursday, so selling again to the downside is okay. It's not a swing day, but it might be, like I said, a big day. So pushing further down into these zones look legit. All right. Now here, you have to be careful. The only time you should be selling is if it matches the time. Why? Because we've got a breakout on the price and on the PST. Okay, so this is a place where the market can, lift itself up and push up a little bit. And if it does, it can take us here to 1008, which is there. All right, and I'm going to get rid of this now. Well, let's just get rid of it because we've got the levels. Okay, and that's basically it here. All right, so if the market starts to push above this zone, just be mindful, because you don't want to stand against that. If you want to buy, it's a little tricky. It's a little tricky because it's not a swing day. Right, I've said this can be a big day, and that can go both ways. Okay, so for this, Monday was a swing day. So if you sold on the Monday, which is, well, you couldn't have sold on the Monday because Monday was a low. So the only thing we could have done was buy on the Monday. So it went up for 2 days, and now we're thinking it's a big day, and then Friday is going to be a swing day. So it's a little bit tricky. All right. The previous week you could have sold from there, not a problem. Okay, but right now, a little tricky. So if you are a euro dollar enthusiast, what should you do? 38.0979. Where is 0979? Is there. So if the market does pop up a little bit up into there, it's sellable. Okay, you can sell from there as well. 41.0998. .0998 is up there. All right, so that's pretty much it. So that's it. Okay, it's not a swing day, so we're either gonna follow it down, which I think is logical to follow it down. On the other hand, we've got a PST situation here, but the PST is still in the sandwich zone, okay, between the red and the blue. And the blue is a good buy kiss at 30, which is 1.0945. And that 0945 is where it is right now. Okay, so the market can actually still keep pushing down. Okay, there's just a little bit of a gap here. It's nothing huge, but still. So I don't mind selling if it pops up a little bit to push down if you're going to do it. All right. SP 500. Now SP 500. Yesterday I tweeted, yeah, we should get a closing price here and then we should mark the range. Okay, if you're following me on Twitter, if you know, it might be a good idea to do so. All right. Here we go. Where did I put it? Here we are. Between 5744 and 5758 should be a closing price. Then we need to time it to that range. Okay, so this is your zone. Now this is a 15-minute chart, but if I turn this into a 1-hour chart, okay, so now we have a closing price, as you can see, on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bars. All right, we've got a closing price on this range. And then it's a 15-minute chart here. And then we've got the boom breakout. Okay, so here, once the market came here, as you can see, it's pretty stable. If you sold here, right, if you said to yourself, I'm going to sell here, you didn't do wrong. Okay, I think you didn't do wrong at all, because that was a PST level there. Okay, and I don't think you did wrong there at all. Right on the line. And I did say if it breaks out, don't stand in front of it. That is something I say all the time in any case, because once it breaks out in the direction of the trend, we should be buying, not standing in front of it trying to sell it. Okay, so if it breaks out, I said don't stand in front of it. So if you did sell it here, okay, at the resistance, that's fine, and you got stopped out. That is not wrong. Okay, I think that, I don't think that was wrong. But once it breaks out, okay, you can follow that through. Why? Because once it breaks out, you've got room. Okay, and look at the targets. Immediately just gets to the target as quickly as it can. 5796, and then that's it. That's your profit, and you just kind of like get out. If you want to push it forward, then you got to obviously cover your trade and push your stops up, because it'll get a sell reaction. Okay, so now what with the SP 500? Well, one thing we don't do, stand in front of it, let it go. We've got to break out on the weekly and the daily. Swing days for this, as you know, was also Wednesday. All right, Wednesday. So that Wednesday is there because we've got a PST breakout. You don't want to stand in front of it. So Monday, Tuesday, as you can see, swing day, Monday, Tuesday, market really just going up all the way into Wednesday. Now here, today, we should have a pullback to close the gap either today or tomorrow. Sooner or later, if it comes back down here, going up is okay. All right. Why? Because it's got room to go up. And that could follow us into also Friday. So a pullback to go up, I think, is okay. A good buy case is at 58,5756, which is right there. All right, 5756. That's your good buy kiss zone. If you want to trade in that zone, I don't think it's a bad place to trade. Will it come back into there? Not a bad idea. It just might, but the impulse wave is up. This is looking like a runner. We've got news as well, as you know. So what you might want to do is that. And if you take note, you can see this is approximately, if it breaks below that, this is like the mirror of it. Okay, so if we break down, pull up, push down, then this will be a buy to go up into a higher Friday. So today we might like sizzle down a little bit, and then maybe go up tomorrow as well to a higher high. It's also possible. But in any case, because we've got a PST breakout on the weekly and the daily, logical to push up into the 67 and possibly to the 71. So 5,814 to 854.56, okay, is logical. And to get there, you obviously want to buy at the trading hour when the market comes down. Let's take a look at Dow Jones, Nasdaq. Now with Dow Jones as well, remember we had that resistance and I said selling there is not a bad idea. Same thing as here. Okay, there. All right, and you can see here it just broke out. So if you got stopped out here, it's part of the game, but we know about it. Okay, so it's not going to be a surprise for us. So the minute it kind of like, you know, goes out and starts doing its own thing, then you don't stand in front of it. Why? Because at the end of the day, the trend is still up. Okay, there you go. Remember where we're going. So I drew that before. We're up, so pullbacks are good to go up. So Friday being a swing day, if it pulls back, we should kind of like go in that direction, just like with the SP 500. Okay, and once it broke out, if you pulled back to go up, you should have been just fine. That is 530. Okay, we had just, let me just double check on that one. So, all right. Okay. Anyway, I can't seem to be getting it. Okay, so we had 405, yes, here. That's the 4 o'clock one, okay? So I guess after the news, push up, and as you can see, it's going into 750, 8 o'clock there. All right, that's your 8 o'clock, 750, and then 11:20, that's your 11, well, that's your 11:30, and that's your 11:20 bar. All right, pretty much market stabilizing there. So having a bit of a pullback, okay, is okay, but it's got room to push up because now we've got a breakout. The good buy kiss is at 60, 42,391, 42,391. Well, it's pretty much here. Okay, whoopsie daisy. All right, so somewhere around here. Okay, so if we dip back down here, slight gap, or the weekly pivot, I think is good to push further up again as well. If you match it to your hours, it should be okay. All right, and then we've got Nasdaq. Now, same kind of thing with Nasdaq. Yesterday I said with Nasdaq, I think we had a breakout with Nasdaq yesterday. Yes, here we are. Okay, so this was like already like infringed. Okay, so you know, I said maybe you should stay out of this one because it looks a little tricky. Okay, and that's the breakout. But once it breaks out, okay, that's it. You don't want to stand in front of a PST breakout, and if it does break out, then you know you got to go with it. Okay, because it's going to get to those targets there. I can now get rid of these. This is over. Okay, if we dip back into this box again, which is what it looks like, your targets are going to be 67 and 70, and that's going to be 2368, 513. 368. There was another one there, 340. I'd put 340 on the radar as well. And 368. So 368 is there. All right, so basically that's okay. And this 69, 2484. 2484 is there. All right, so this zone as well, 500, 2484, 2500 is also probably a target if we keep pushing up. Buying on a pullback if we're down here or down here is okay. All right. Now that we've got a breakout, it's fine. Once you have the breakout like this, it's a breakout, it closes above, it's not showing any signs of like coming back. That's your good buy kiss to push up. Okay. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Now with Bitcoin, remember, on the weekly we're in the chop zone, but I did say we should go down. So if it does pull up, we need to go down with this one, and that's it here. Okay, once again we're down here. Now remember, that was a price zone, 41, and that's what the market did. Nice and easy. If you're trading Bitcoin, let's see what hour that was. 6:45. We didn't have 6:45, but we had 7:50 to 8 o'clock. That's your 7:50, 8 o'clock zone there, and then the market just crashes down into the price, and 11:20 is about here. Okay, so also we had what, 2:43. That's your 2:40, and that's your 3 o'clock there. All right, so selling off, retest, sell off. That's New York coming up to sell off again. Okay, and that's basically it. Not much else to talk about. Here we had also 850. 850 is there. All right, so that was the high today, 850 yesterday, and that's your retest, which is all fine. All right, now what with the Bitcoin? So got a nice gap there. If it pulls up, it hasn't closed below that. Okay, so it's done that, but hasn't closed below it. But selling again is okay if we close gap 61,720. So around 61,720, like up here somewhere. 61,720. Where am I going? Okay, that's your manipulation zone, selling off. So if we go back up, selling again is okay. Slight gap there, so mind the gap. But trading hours, selling here or selling up here, I think is okay to push further down. Obviously don't sell at the lows because this is a buy area, as you can see. Okay, market bought there before. On the weekly, we're in between levels. All right, 44 is 55,883. That's got room to go down, so I didn't mark that in, but if it starts crumbling down, you know where we're going.